The first strat is all about using the Spirit of the Force newfound attack damage, making him rival the Avatar of Wrath. So we'll start the map however necessary and then get down Oben as quickly as possible. After that, we'll get up a 1-3-0 Druid of the Jungle to handle the early game and support it with 1 to 2 Druids of Wrath. This will easily be enough to handle any Bloon sent your way, with their only weakness being camos. So either upgrade a ninja to a Bloon Jitsu, or you can opt for spamming brambles and getting an early camo village like I did here. After that, we'll get down 3 to 4 more Druids of Wrath and slowly start upgrading them to Populus. This is exactly what you do if you are running an Avatar of Wrath, but upgrading our Druid of the Jungle to a Spirit of the Force has several benefits over that guy. The first being the price. The Spirit of the Force is about $11,000 cheaper than the Avatar. It naturally pops lead bloons due to our crosspathing, and it gets global damage thanks to its vines that grow on the track. On top of this, the Spirit's main attack damage was just buffed from 2 to 20 damage, making it a super reliable damage dealer, especially when getting buffed by Populusts. This differs slightly from the Avatar, whose attack varies based on the RBE on screen, but can reach 30 damage per shot while also attacking faster. So you're sacrificing top end damage for reliability, a cheaper price tag, and early to mid game domination. Plus, if you're not on chimps, the Spirit also generates you some extra cash and lives. Anyway, with just this setup, we can make it to around 98 and have about $85,000 to spend. And this is where it gets nice. You can actually afford to make one of your Populus Druids into an Avatar of Wrath if you wish. I like to do this because we already have the Populus to buff it, so why not? Just make sure to make your village a Mib, as it can't pop leads like the Spirit can, and then feel free to purchase any other damage dealers and or support monkeys, as this will be more than enough to get you that dub. The next strat is all about stalling, but not the traditional ceramic stalling that you're used to. Oh no, this is about stalling Moab class Bloons until they pop. Once again, the start doesn't matter, just make sure to get Churchill down at a reasonable time. The funny thing about him is that can mean getting him on around 27 and you'll be just fine. After that, get a monkey that can handle ceramic balloons, as that'll be our weakness. I opted for a middle path boomerang, but you do you. Next, we'll get down a 2-2-0 village and 3 to 4 Moab press boomerangs all set to strong. These do a surprising amount of damage on top of their main goal of stalling any blimps headed our way. At this point, the only scary thing are dense packs of ceramics, so work on getting your main damage dealer up to a tier 5. This can be a rather expensive one too, as Churchill's ability plus some support will be able to handle rounds like 63 just fine, and the Moab presses will take care of tough rounds like 64. But once that's done, we'll upgrade our village to a 5-2-0 primary expertise for even more ceramic damage and buffs to our boomerangs. Speaking of which, it's time to get down 6 to 10 more Moab press boomers, all set to strong. At this point, you should be making them all 204s, as we need that extra pierce for rounds like 98. After that, we'll only need a bit of support, so slap down a 0-2-3 glue gunner, a 2-4-0 ice monkey or 2, and maybe even a main Moab sniper if you're feeling spicy. Just make sure to put the primary monkeys in range of the pecs, as you'll get the first 2 upgrades free. Then just coast to victory and enjoy watching rounds like 98 suffer, because that's what this lineup was made for. And the final strat might be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, as it uses the Bloon Solver. Here, you can use any hero you want, but I prefer Sada, as she absolutely destroys the early game on most maps. After that, get some general damage like an Overdrive Tack Shooter and a Berserker Brew Alchemist. Then we'll get an Embrittlement Ice Monkey for that extra damage, and then buff everything with a 4-2-0 primary mentoring village. Upgrade the Alchemist to a stronger stim, and then place down the future MVP of the run, a Glue Gunner. Get this guy to a 402 Bloon Dissolver, and depending on how hard the map is, either get him to a 502 Bloon Solver right away, or quickly get down a 240 Ice Monkey for some extra stalling, as that really helps out our damage over time effects. Now we'll easily be able to make it to a Bloon Solver, and then we'll upgrade our Embrittlement Ice Monkey to a Super Brittle. This pairs great with our setup, as the Bloon Solver gets that extra damage added onto his dot effect, and the Tack Shooter gets extra damage for every tack that hits a balloon. And because these first 2 tier 5s are so cheap, we can afford to make a couple more. So I like to get a Tack Zone because of its synergy with the Super Brittle, and then you have a ton of freedom with what you spend the rest of your money on. I opted for an absolute 0 since we already had the Snowstorm, but you can get something completely different like a Crossbow Master if you want. Either way, this will take down any round and lead to some easy victories.